Welcome back, my friends, to the good time that never ends. It's Major League Sorare, and I'm your boy, TrippinB, in the house, drinking wine, pretty pissed. Hope everybody's doing great tonight on an MLS midweek. Let me set the scene for you a little bit here. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just went and watched The Crown lose on the road to Philly Union, and now I'm here recording a Bitterness episode, trying to crank one out. We could not get one out for the midweek, and we Schuyler's got a really busy week. DraftKicks has a really busy week. He's coaching DraftKicks Junior in the Kentucky Cup, a teen soccer tournament. Has advanced to the semifinals, I believe. So he's had a lot going on. Couldn't really make it. MLS is busy as hell. Charlotte tonight played their 8th game in the month of May, which is absolutely insane. Lost in Philly on an own goal, gave their all, but Charlotte's just gassed. Charlotte is just out of players right now. Unfortunately, some personnel issues have hurt us. But we're going to talk about Charlotte. We're going to talk about everyone in the MLS because it was a crazy night of midweek action, and I apologize we couldn't get an episode out ahead of the midweek, but we're here to crank this one out during the midweek. Let me set the scene for you a little bit here. It's Wednesday night. It is 11 p.m. Eastern. What that will tell you is that most of the matches for MLS week 13, like week 16, I think, I forget. Let's call it week 15. Most of the matches for MLS week 15 are over, but a few are still going on. So we're going to get the episode started. And, the results might not be totally in by the time we finish, but hopefully we'll have enough to make a few definitive statements. And I did say we. Because even though DraftKicks is not here, I couldn't do this show just by myself. So I got to bring in a special guest. And so who do you think it is? Like, take 20 seconds here before I reveal who our special guest here is. Just think of it. And it could be anybody. We've had a few great guests in the past. We've had Fripp, Sorare USA. We've had Gator Guy. We've had Zarda's Fan Club. Like, these are all legends. But I had to get a real legend, y'all. I had to get the one and only. I had to get Da-na-na, 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 da-na-na.
Let's go. Let's go. So sorry to disappoint, by the way. So sorry to disappoint.
What's up, Andy Black, ladies and gentlemen, from the So Rare Andrews podcast, one of the oldest of the OGs in So Rare. This guy, he actually started playing Sorare in 2018 before N2 Loss ever even invented the game. That's how OG Andy Black is. And
I read the white paper. Yeah.
Well, sure. We consider MLBC as like proto Sorare, right? So there you
go. No. Yeah.
All right. MLBC, if you're interested, completely different show. We would have to do like a bonus episode on that, but someday we'll bring you to talk about that. Welcome, Andy. It's Major League Sorare with your debut.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I watched the show. It's funny when you said you were inviting me on or whatever, I was like, all right, so what do I need to prepare here? I need the definite decisives. What else? I was definitely prepping today. So I'm excited.
I love it. Well, we don't really do a lot of prep. That might be I don't know if that's a feature or a bug, but it is sort of our vibe. We're kind of more of a vibes show. We're here to entertain, inform a little bit. I love it. Cheers to you. And, one thing I like to do on the stream, which I haven't done in a while, so I'm bringing it back. We're necking the bottle of wine, baby.
I mean, I love
Shout out Predictology. You got to love it. I love a good Malbec. I'm a Malbec drinker. When I drink wine, it's red wine. But I was actually I started this bottle last night on a Charlotte soccer show taping that I did about FC. It's not a Sorare podcast. It's a soccer podcast. And I point out this is bourbon barrel-aged Malbec whiskey. This is wine that has been hanging out with whiskey for a while.
Yeah, I think I would love that.
Yeah, it's
good thing nice. I don't know about that because that sounds dangerous.
Bourbon barrel-aged for 10 months. This is a Malbec wine. I love Malbec. I love that spicy Argentinian red wine. And hanging out with whiskey for a year and see what happens. So life is good. Life is great. And we're here to talk about – so Black – you know about the definite decisives, and do you know our other big calling card here on the show?
Yeah, the Sweet Dose of ETH.
The sweet dose of ETH, baby. And that's what we call threshold payments, those sweet doses that just kind of keep you going if you're not winning cards, but you can win the dose, you can start to improve your lineups and things like that and make a little cash. I don't know if Sorare is even an investment anymore or if it's just some stupid money sink that we just throw dollars at. Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to PSU fans the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I used to really stress out every night, overnight about my J League and K League guys because I would just be wondering how they're doing. But then the market crashed and all the money went away, so I don't even care anymore. It doesn't keep me." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably true." Yeah. So what can you do? I'm sure all you Europeans that follow MLS have similar stories. So we're going to talk about the Sweet Dose of ETH, and then we'll talk a little bit about tonight's midweek, last week's weekend, and then this upcoming. So give us. I'm going to put you. Do you want to talk about a little bit of your recent results, Black? I know you're a high stakes. You're a whale. You're a true whale for sure. And so I'm going to call up your recent results page. Just talk us through it. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, I love talking about myself and my lineups, and because everybody cares about your fantasy football team. So,
well, if you can share some process thoughts, though, then people will at least pretend to care. So
for sure,
talk about the lineup building, and this is what are we looking at?
Yeah, so here, Ethan Horvath in a game that matters a lot. He's gonna start. Honestly, he kept a clean sheet for a lot of that game. I think he didn't make a save, and that's why he has 27 points. I think that's what's going on there. Not 100% sure. I guess click into it and find out. Let's see.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
I believe
saves. He didn't. Okay, yeah. Goalkeepers' jobs are to get saves, I thought, right? So
yeah, it's typically.
But it looks like you fell a little bit short there of the Sweet Dose. What happened?
Yeah, so it's funny because I knew about Jesus Angelo with his he had a knock at the end of the first leg of the championship game or championship leg or whatever you want to call it, and I figured the final was just too important, and no matter what, he was going to find a way to play, and he didn't. So
yeah, all he had to do was start the game, and you'd be swimming in $200 cash.
I think what hurt even worse was it was late in the game week game, so that was Sunday night, I think. And I had all of this locked up. I was like, all right, just come on the field. Just step on the field. Even if it's a sub appearance, come on out. And didn't work out.
Right.
Did not
Well, he was out of the squad, right?
Yeah, not in the squad at all.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I also played Gulo in one of my lineups. It was a Champion America rare. I did a whole Tigres stack. And I was just like you. I watched the first leg and I was like, I knew he'd been concussed a week before the match. He had an ankle issue. He could barely walk, or his legs were hurting. And I was like, well, I got to put a Tigres stack in. I'll just, fire in Gulo. Who cares if he's healthy or not? So,
I got a good one for you. This Manfred guy, he's a good looking boy, right?
Oh, he looks beautiful.
What does that tattoo say right there?
What does it say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't zoom in far enough to.
All right. Well, we'll get on that. But show us. Here's the problem, though. When I look at your cap 240 there that failed to make it last weekend, and obviously Angulo would have done it, but needs more MLS, bro. Where's your MLS guys? Show me some MLS lineups, please.
Yeah. So let's scroll up and we'll look at our cap 240. There's a little MLS here, just a little, Salt Bay,
just a little Blom and Louis. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you talked process here. Giroux was like a low cap hit, like 35 or something. Again, seriously important game for their league. I love playing guys that are in important games because A, they're going to start their best players, but also too, hopefully they're going to step up and play big in those important games. And, Giroux got one. I don't know what happened down here. Tadibo just, got his butt kicked. Scored 29 points. Jan conceded late, I think. I think that was a pretty late concession, but guess what? We got there. We got there with a low-end goal and Blom's triple or triple-double or whatever he did here. Triple-double, I think, yeah. And he was
I don't even know who Blom is. So you're the St. Louis guy. This is what I would say. This is a benefit of scouting your team. If you know who the good guys on your team, you can get an advantage. Because I consider myself pretty knowledgeable about MLS. I follow Charlotte extremely closely, but I follow all the teams. I have no freaking clue who Najibolo Blom is, to be honest.
Yeah. South African, central defensive mid, just kind of cleans everything up in the midfield, and just he's going to be that water bug type of player that just gets those counting stats. I don't think he's going to score goals or get assists. You'll never see him in the definite decisives area of your show. But I think that scoring 60 just off of AA is something you'll see from him quite a bit.
Yeah, extremely impressive, and maybe I should be scouting this kid because that's pretty nice. And he looks like he's mid 25 there, if I can see my
23.
my eyes.
Yeah,
23.
he's
So
U23. I think going into next year maybe. As well.
oh, okay. So he's not aging out next month.
I'd have to look.
Yeah. How about though? What I really love though is the 1/100. I can read that 1/100 very nicely.
Yeah.
And you famously have the 1/100 St. Louis collection, which I prize myself on my collecting, and I have all the great Charlotte collection, blah blah, that I brag about all the time. But I don't have every single one of my cards as a 1/100, and that's very impressive.
I mean, let's be real. We have the two greatest collectors on Sorare on this show right now. So, yeah.
No argument here. We're working our asses off. Well, that's it's good to see that you're getting at least a little bit of dose. Do you win any good cards lately? Any big prizes that you brought home or anything like that?
Not really. I got a little bit more, just a little bit more of that salt right here.
Mm-hmm.
I played the same lineup basically, Blom and Lowen with
there they are.
Michael and Uzor and a DMP goalie. Why not? Just sprinkle one of those in there. So yeah.
Sure.
No big rewards this game week. A couple mid-tier guys. I think tier 3s. I think I picked up.
So limited, you see, we're looking at a limited rare thing here. A lot of our viewers play limited. You and I are lucky enough to be. You're super OG. I'm like mid G. I'm like MG. I'm like a mid G basically. Probably. Yeah. I think I joined.
Well, you're kind of a boomer, right?
March of 21 is when I joined. I don't know. You tell me. You're the expert.
Well, when I say boomer, Gary V boomer, right?
So
yeah,
I'm actually kind of like I would call myself an Andrew Laird boomer. I believe I joined either the day before or the day after the Gary V tweet. I'm pretty sure. And it was nothing to do with Gary V. It was all Andrew Laird. Laird brought me. Laird had been hounding me for about 4 months to join. And that was before he even started playing hardcore. So should have joined sooner, should have made more. I joined actually at a great time. I just didn't make optimal use of my timing, unfortunately, because I didn't really know the game and the platform as well as I should have. But regardless of all that, what I wanted to say is just a quick question on this: is as far as limited thresholds go, when you're chasing, would you have played this lineup if it was all super rares? Would you have run a known DNP goalie in a cap 240 super rare, or is it easier for you to do that with the stakes a little lower in limited?
Yeah, so I actually don't play limited hardly at all. Like these were leftover cards. The only other lineup I played that was like a limited. Let me find my limited All Star team. I feel like I'm missing it here.
I see a lot of teams there. Hello there, as we like to say.
I know.
I see a lot of teams. Maybe you need to control F something. What I do like, as you continue to look for that, I just want to point out, I love the vertical stacking. I'm not sure who. I know Harry Trade says that all the time. I'm not sure who came up with the term, but the way that you ran the Blom Lewin stack in both rare and limited cap 240s was kind of nice, and it's a little bit more fragile, right? Like if they fail, then it screws up two lineups. But if you believe in them, then you're really like locking up your ETH, basically.
Yeah. Actually, this was the only limited lineup that I think tried for, and it didn't cook.
Can we put Gory back central? He's horrible on the wings for SO5. It's really
he struggles. Yeah.
So anyway, we're 15 minutes in the show, and all we've done is really just pat ourselves on the back and talk shit. So we might as well actually get into some preview stuff. Is there any other quick takes from last weekend or this midweek tonight? Charlotte looked bad. The fixture congestion is rough for everybody right now, obviously. So St. Louis didn't play, which is going to factor in to some of your decision making later in this show. But we're seeing a lot of goals tonight, and I think it's just because of tired legs, man. When everybody's tired, I think offenses get ahead of defenses. What do you think?
I think you're 100% right. Like we spoke a little bit before the stream started about fixture congestion, and Charlotte's experiencing it. I think Houston's going to experience it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
LAFC is gonna have some problems, I think, coming up, because not only have they been congested, but they have a lot of games that they have to make up. So
yeah, their congestion is to come. Yeah.
Right. I like they're already congested, and it's going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of these teams might get a little bit of a break. They might get a midweek off or a bye week or something. LA won't. So
And maybe a little more burdensome to travel across the international border, right? To go down to Mexico to play
For
this
sure.
week and stuff.
Yeah.
They're actually playing right now as we record this. They're down 2-0 at halftime in the first leg of the CCL final. Careful, I don't know. Don't get on Zarda's fan club's hate list. If that little fist pump might put you on the hate list. I
That's
don't know.
fine.
We'll
I don't
see.
care.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a fader, like a lifetime fader for LAFC. Like I'll never own any of their players. I'll never just not going to do it. Like I'm going to fade them forever.
Insta sell the prize. You win a Hollingshead super rare. That's an insta sell for you.
No, so I think two or three game weeks ago, I won a super rare of their U23 defender Palacios or
Diego Palacios. Yep.
Yeah. Insta sold. Bye.
Great DraftKings player, by the way, Palacios. Decent SO5. Amazing player to put in your DraftKings lineup for sure.
He's just like a 60s merchant on Sorare. Like he will get you 60 every game week.
Yeah. Well, I like the policy. Again, we have to mix it up in the Discord. Anyone who's listening and watching right now, if you haven't joined the Major League Sorare Discord, what the hell are you waiting for? We're having some fun conversations in there. It's pretty good. It's very hyper focused on the dumbest, most exciting league in the world, which is MLS. We wouldn't have it any other way. So let's get into our preview, though. We've lingered, and I'm loving the conversation. I guess is why I've just allowed myself to keep rambling here, or maybe blame it on the vino, blame it on the Malbec. You never know.
I might need some of that here in a little bit. I'm running a little short here, so
yeah. Well, never too late to uncork a bottle for sure. Let's talk about Game Week 377. And for me, it always starts with the odds. I don't know if this is the best approach, but it's the approach that I just continue to take over and over again. So let's check out the odds, shall we?
Vegas knows, man.
Yeah, Vegas knows. Vegas knows a lot more than me. And you can also check this stuff. A lot of the stuff's on Sorare data. I tend to pop up these betting site odds pages just because I want to be able to sort of look at everything all at once. But if you go to your lineup builder, make sure you're checking – I guess we could show that just in case anybody doesn't know, right? Like,
sure,
the spot where you could be checking your lineups. Let me take this down momentarily, and yeah, just we're trying to help the people with we're fortunate enough, I think, to have a lot of like people who are new to the game listening and watching this show. So I got no beef there. Let me I don't mind going over a few of the quote unquote basics as they call them, but just need to get my screen worth sharing here. Forgive me. And that is your screen. Let's switch to mine.
Let me stop sharing for you. That might help.
Beautiful. So if you go, like I'm looking, I don't know why. I must be in the wrong damn game week. I'm looking at next midweek. Sorry. I didn't know Atlanta has a midweek game next week. So what I want to show, you want to look right here, this odds column right here. And like a lot of times you want to sort. So I sort by my odds. You see like Levante has a 34% chance to win. And then if you hover on right here, you can see, 34% chance clean sheet, 12% chance 3 goals allowed. So it's early. So a lot of these numbers will start to fill in from Sorare data later. You see a lot of NAs here, but eventually like you start to get the odds and you see,
I'll be honest. The only time I ever really see them like missing the night before, and the night before is usually when I do my lineups anyways, but the only time that I really see them missing is I think that they don't really have a good, reliable way of pulling in the Chinese league. And there's a couple other leagues where they just don't pull odds in for.
It makes sense because the Chinese league is not a real league. It actually doesn't actually exist. I'm not sure why people persist in perpetuating the falsehood and the illusion. But
before we go any further, what other leagues are fake? And I just want to see if I agree with you on these.
Wow, that's most high-profile fake league in the world is La Liga, 100%. Just not even a real
like
league.
It. I do.
Yeah, it's Barcelona's like just garbage playground. I got this fight earlier today about like greatest players of all time, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, Messi's the greatest of all time," and I kind of took the contrarian take. I was like, "Yeah, he spent his entire prime playing for a super club in a fake league that allowed them to break every financial rule, doesn't pay his taxes, and never tried to challenge himself against other great competition. What a greatest of all time
and then
player.
He went to another fake league and
exactly. So yeah, Ligue 1 is fake-ish for sure. Bundesliga is real offense, fake defense. The Serbian league is probably fake. I'd have to guess. The Turkish league, questionable at best. I don't know. I think the Ecuadorian league is fake for sure.
I agree.
Independiente del Valle, notwithstanding, I do like my recent Jordi Alcivar scores, but yeah, there's lots of fake leagues out there. Not at MLS though. MLS is the number one real league in the world.
So you're saying like most of the leagues. You know what? I'm just gonna ask you now. What about K League and J League? Are they real or fake leagues?
They're real, but trying to play them is fake. Like the news is fake. They're fake news leagues, but they are real leagues. Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
I don't know. K League is fake scores league. What do you think about? You have Asia cards. I have like no Asia cards. You're out on Asia.
Pretty much out. Okay, I mean, like I have like a few sprinkled in, but
yeah,
honestly, if I could just get out of those and own like a MLS similar player list type of guy, I would probably do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just for me, it's strictly a matter of news. I know I have friends in this game, a lot of online virtual friends and whatnot who swear that the K League is amazing. We obviously have our boy Hoodwink is like, besties with Cecilia. That's absolutely insane.
It's hilarious.
And then that's like one of the coolest So Rare stories out there. And then obviously we got So Rare Japan, who's a character. We got Fripper, who spends a lot of vacation time just traveling randomly around different Asian countries. So he's got an affinity there, and and everyone loves Cecilia, and everyone loves some of their F Marinos guys and things like that. I have an F Marinos flag behind me. If I can figure out. Yeah, you see that F Marinos win back the champ. My sister.
Oh, I do see it. Yeah.
My sister bought me that back like 25 years ago when she lived in Yokohama for a year. So
that's cool.
Yeah, not fake, but just for me, might as well not exist. Let's just put it that way.
Ouch.
Every time that the K League scores don't come in correctly, I'm like. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so let's get to the odds. Let's get to the freaking MLS odds. First page, you can see New York City, kind of a weird favorite. We saw Barraza bench tonight, and then Freeze gave up 3 goals, so I expect Barraza back. Sounders are big favorites in the Derby match, one of their Cascadia Derby matches. They are currently 0-0 at home against San Jose heading into halftime. So we'll see. Sounders rotated Yamar tonight and nobody else. So that was interesting. We thought Lodero might not play, but he is playing. Yamar is out. And I'm thinking maybe Jackson Reagan sits next week or this weekend. I'm not sure, but tonight it's Reagan and Arriaga. Reagan did sit 2 games ago, so it could be Reagan and Yamar again on the weekend. We'll see. Charlotte is plus 370 going into Columbus. I'm going to tell you right now, bet the house on Columbus. Charlotte is the walking wounded right now. They have 0 depth. They're everyone on the bench is an academy kid right now, and like we've played 8 games in the month of May, and now we're playing our 9th game, on June 3rd, and it's just Charlotte is in a really bad spot, and Columbus was on a bad stretch. But blitzed them tonight. Columbus, a huge explosion tonight. So I really like them at home against Charlotte, unfortunately, for my fandom, but I'll be building my lineups accordingly. Obviously, I have a ton of Charlotte cards that are not going to do me a lot of good in that scenario. Cincy is a favorite, and it's kind of an even match against Miami DC United. Before we move on to page 2, we in our pre-show notes, you were talking about Cincy, and just you were wondering where they came from. What's your thoughts there?
I mean, that's why I asked the question. I mean, like out of nowhere, I feel like, I mean, they were good last year too. Don't get me wrong, but like, I did not have them on my short list of teams that would be competing for the Supporter Shield. And my God, they are just like a win factory right now.
Right. And they've kicked a DP to basically, they've had no contribution from Brenner as a DP.
Goodbye, Brenner. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
they could be.
Do they only have the one DP? Or do they have 2
let me look that up. Acosta's obviously a DP.
Right.
Is Vasquez a DP at this point?
I was thinking no, but
yeah,
maybe he is.
I'll look that up. But I do think that we've talked about some high profile like forwards who could be coming from Europe back to MLS, guys like Adam Buxa and whatnot. I think Cincinnati's a potential target for them. Yeah, so they really only have Acosta as their DP. So they have a couple of young DPs in the U22 stuff, but they're basically got some slots that they could bring in. So Cincy stuff. My theory to answer your question is, how did Cincinnati go from worst to first within a year and a half, 2 years? Is because they brought in a new sporting director who was the assistant sporting director at Philadelphia Union, and that Union have such a well-developed system from academy all the way up through, and he's kind of put the Philly blueprint onto Cincinnati, and that's helped their results immensely, and they're looking a lot better. I don't have enough Cincy cards in my gallery. I need to hook that up for sure.
Yeah,
we move on to page 2 of the odds sheet here. You see Union are favorites at Montreal. They looked really good tonight. Austin, Sebastian Driussi, the big news, is back. He had a goal off the bench tonight. Should be starting at home against Real Salt Lake. That's a really good chance for Austin to sort of finally start to get back. Despite Drew's, and that was a game-winning goal also, by the way. Austin went up 2-1, and then there was a 2-2, but then it was rated off. So Austin wins 2-1. They're back to winning ways. Good to see. I like Austin. I lean towards Austin. If it wasn't for Charlotte FC, they would probably be my favorite club, just because I used to live there for 10 years before I moved here, and I love the city. FC Dallas just scored moments before I said this.
did they? I'm sweating something from that game, so I need
call it up. Or do you have? Is it a Kendall McIntosh?
It's Jesus. I needed Jesus goal.
Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah.
How about a 90th plus 1 minute Jesus
Total
Ferreira goal?
Total bailout.
For the bailout.
Yeah. Garbage time. We take it, right? We take it all day. Yeah. Prost.
To quote the great Mick Jagger, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Cheers.
If you're down on your luck and you can hardly sympathize, meet a girl with tired eyes. Far away eyes, excuse me. Sorry, I mixed my Neil Young and my Rolling Stones. Final page of the odds sheet, your boys. The FC Dog Food, St. Louis SC, huge favorites over Houston. I think, does City Park have artificial turf or real grass, or do they just play on gravel? I haven't not been there.
Oh, so. We got that grass.
I was worried about Hector Herrera for Houston. I was really thinking he was going to sit tonight on a road game against on artificial turf, but he's playing. He's playing in Vancouver. It's 2-2 at half, and I don't know how long he'll go tonight. But
we were talking about fixture congestion, and
sure.
I think that, I don't want to jinx my team or anything, but like Houston is a team right now that's involved in some fixture congestion, and it's back-to-back road games. They have a game tonight on Wednesday, and then a game turned right around on Saturday, both on the road. Like, I think some teams, like when you look at the MLS and you just look at like the way some teams are rolling, a lot of it is due to the way the schedule shakes out. And like right now, that's really favorable for St. Louis that they didn't play a midweek game, and they got a team coming in town that's like played 10 games this month
out of just pure luck, because their game happened to be LAFC scheduled game tonight, and LAFC is in the CONCACAF Champions League final. Right. St. Louis gets a bye week, and they get in a midweek spot where, like, as a fan, I love watching midweek soccer. Like, I want to watch soccer. I love MLS, and like, if I wasn't playing Sorare, I'd still be watching these games, and I'd be like really loving it. And I usually throw a few dollars at DraftKings on any given MLS night also, sure. But which is nice because there's never a DNP that you have to worry about in DraftKings, but Sorare is just a way better scoring matrix, so it's kind of tough to compare them. But man, as an SO5 player, I freaking hate midweeks, dude. I saw a novel suggestion the other day, and I don't think I would really want to do this, but I actually texted this to you. Like, what if when there was no UEFA Champions League, when UEFA Champions League is out of session, so let's say end of May until September, right? We won't count the early qualifiers. There's no midweeks. It's just one game week per week. Do you think that'd be good or bad? Overall?
No, I hate it. I do hate it. And I think,
and like, you get best score. You get best, if you guy plays two games, you get best score. And if they only play one of the two games, then you get that score.
Yeah, I think it's just too, I don't want to say advantageous, but I like the pain of DNPs. Like Like you made fun of me for it when I said it, but it's the pain of the DMPs and it's like the thrill of getting it right. And like, hey, I knew those 5 were gonna start because this guy never rotates. This guy had a bit. It's an important game at home. Like I knew he was gonna rotate because they were playing on the road. Like I love trying to like figure those things out. And I think that like best ball kind of just like makes all that go away a little bit, which I don't know. Like, I guess call me a, you know, like a, yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I like it.
I think that's an OG thing. Obviously, I don't want to overgeneralize. Speaking of another OG, but I can't say this applies to every single person who's been playing as long as you. But I really do find that the people that I talk to who've been around since 2019, 2020 are like, give me the pain. I love it. Blood on the streets. You know,
we love eating shit, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And obviously I've benefited. Like another thing is you never understand how much you're benefiting from other people's DNPs because it's tough to like, you're not going to sit there and go through 50 other people that are below you standings to see who could have passed you if they didn't have a DNP. But trust me, they're out there. Speaking of, I mentioned PSU fans earlier. The time that I won Julian Alvarez, I got second in like an America Rare or something like that. And Sean got third with a Gil DNP. He had like, you know, he was like 10 points behind me with 4 dudes. He had like an insane week. Or no, excuse me, that was a Gustavo Bo DNP. Sorry. Yeah. Soft Boy actually played that match. I forget.
Wow.
But yeah, so I agree. And DNPs are what they are. Like I wish that they had late swap. I have enough depth in my gallery and I always have someone who I could swap in. So I in principle and whatever, I would like the chance to like swap guys in, but you know, it's again bonus episode. We can talk about like the philosophies there.
Yeah, I mean
it's never going to happen. So
we could go forever about how Sean would be bringing in the Carlos. He would just buy 12 Carlos Gills, and you know he'd have them coming off the bench to replace whoever
needed. Yeah, I mean I get it. That would be tough, but that would hurt, and there'd be certain whales would be able to exploit it better than others, and you know, certain non-whales would get advantages as well. So it's tough to generalize. The only thing I don't think it's going to happen as far as any type of late swap or sub mechanism, like put 7 guys in and your best 5 score or anything like that. Like it could have, it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. But what about 2025 when there's like 10,000 Mbappe cards in the limited out there or something? You know, it's like at that point, is there some kind of like sub or swap mechanism built in? If Sorare still around, I don't know.
If you have subs and that many Mbappes out there, you're gonna literally need like a perfect score to ever win a prize.
Yeah, that's true. That might make it worse. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to be able to use my cards. I hate good scores going to waste, and I hate DNPs. So, but yeah, so we looked at the odds. We see that some of the big favorites are Columbus at home. St. Louis is a nice favorite at home. And yeah, like what are you basing things on? I guess the real thing to focus on here, because again, we're recording this even with a couple of midweek games still in progress. We don't have a ton of definitive results from tonight. Galaxy just took LA Galaxy might get a win. Wow, Chris Klein. Never knew you, bro. LA Galaxy are 3-2 up on the road at Real Salt Lake. You got to love that if you're a Galaxy fan. It was the right move to fire that guy, I suppose. But what I want to ask you, Black, is like either strategically, you can answer this question strategically, or you can answer it philosophically. When the fixture congestion is just crammed like this, and you got to be kind of zen about the DNPs that are coming, are there anything you can do to manage what's coming this weekend better, which I expect to be a bloodbath of DNP, because we expected a lot of DNPs tonight, high-profile DNPs, and they didn't really happen. Like Zella Rayon played, Hector Herrera played. So like, what are we forcing this weekend then if the DNPs didn't hit tonight?
Yeah, so it's all risk management is the way I see it. Is you put your risk together in lineups, and you put your guys that you don't feel like are at risk together in other lineups, and that may end up being you may end up not with like best possible lineups for yourself, but you know, a DNP in one of those lineups is also not best possible as well. So like, you know, when you look at a guy like Zella Ryan, or Hector Herrera, who you thought may have rotated this midweek, I feel like that just increases the like Ladero's another one. Like I think that just increases the odds this weekend that they'll rotate, which maybe they won't. But you have to look at what's next as well. Do they have another midweek game next week? And if the answer is yes, then you may be looking at rotation this weekend. If the answer is no, they might force those players through, go another 60 minutes for us, and then you'll get 5 days of rest. But you really have to look at like not only the game this week, this midweek, this weekend, and next midweek if they have a midweek game.
So there's only one midweek game next week. It's Atlanta United at LAFC.
Okay. So
not too much to worry about. I guess the big question would be, is Guzan going to get benched? Because he was horrible tonight. He was absolutely just piss poor, putrid. So
let's be honest. Should he? Yes. Will he?
Yeah. I've never liked Guzan from I always thought he should not have been our U.S. men's national team keeper. And then I'm not an Atlanta fan either. So like, I just have every reason to hate Guzan, but I don't know. It's tough, man. Yeah. Like and then finally, so there's one midweek and then there's like a June 10th fixture, there's a June 10th game week. And then finally, and there's a little bit of midweek after that. But eventually, like there's an international break coming up on June 10th. So you should start researching that. Like, who are my guys that might be in danger of getting called up to maybe miss a game on the 10th or leave right after? How would that affect their playing time if they're getting ready to get called up and stuff like that? So there's a lot of these concerns, and it's crazy, man. It's like it almost gets me to the point of like, fuck these midweeks, man. The game might be just better without them. Easier.
Yeah, the MLS is so hilarious in the way that like we have international breaks. They're called international breaks for a reason, and the MLS is just like, no, fuck it, we're gonna just keep going, which is honestly fascinating for Sorare, because now you have all these situations like you said where Andre Blake goes to Team Jamaica and he's playing with them. All right, who's the backup? You have to sort all these things out. Now, who's the best U23 goalkeeper? Is there an option now that all these guys leave? And like, I think it's beautiful and it's also horrible.
Yeah, exactly. It's that pain. It's the, like you talk about. It's the blood in the streets, and I don't know. Maybe I've been playing long enough that I'm almost getting to the point where I kind of like it too. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe I've just become sick enough that this game just drove me absolutely crazy. We're gonna get to the definite decisives. I'm sorry that we can't give any real like definitive preview. Like, oh, you definitely want to play this guy. You definitely want to play that guy. Our basic advice here is boiling down to keep your head on a swivel. But I mean, it's kind of the way it is, right?
Yeah, for sure. And if you had a team that had a bye this midweek, I think you can be pretty confident about the team they're going to roll out this weekend.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned to the definite decisives for that one. Before we get there, we're going to have a little fun. Since we can't necessarily give like a ton of detailed preview, if you obviously come to the Major League Sorare Discord, we're talking strategies in there all the time. We've got people color-coded by who they're a fan of. I mean, just all kinds of developments going on in there. Get linked in, get on board, come on in. There's like 100 and some people. I'll probably cut off membership when it gets to like 200 or so. So there's still probably, I mean, we can't have everybody in there. So it's not like I'm not trying to like, I know people that like are so proud of like, oh yeah, I have like 30,000 people in my Discord paying me $2 a month or whatever. I'm not in this for the money. If I was in this for the money, I would not have spent.
That's a brilliant idea, by the way. You should do that.
Yeah. Well, if I could get the 30,000 people, but although who knows? No, but if I was in Sorare for the money, I wouldn't have spent as much ETH as I have on Charlotte FC bench unique cards of bench players. I can tell you that much right now. So, but we're gonna do something fun since we can't give the super advice. The best advice has come to the Discord. Hopefully, you're enjoying some of our entertaining banter here, though, is for sure. And there's a few nuggets in there as well if you pay attention. As always, want to do something fun. Let's pick the All-Star teams, right? MLS All Star voting opened just the other day, and I haven't really even looked at this. This is going to be a live exercise. I might just – the fact of the matter is on the ballot that I submit, I'm not going to put any like confirmed team in here that doesn't include like 50 Charlotte players, but
Hey, no bias, right? No bias at all, right?
Let's fill out.
We're totally going to agree on all 11 of these.
I mean, it's all-star voting, bro. It is pure bias. It is pure bias. But so I'm definitely going to put my real ballot as just a bunch of Charlotte guys. But let's fill this out as if we were a neutral. What do you say?
I agree, but real quick, I think that some of your Euro listeners are going to find this part of the show hilarious because A, they don't have all-star games, and B, we're voting, literally we are voting on who we think should be in the team, and the fan vote is what will put the players into the team. So if everybody votes on some, a good example is in the NHL All-Star game hockey, 5 years ago or something,
there was this #win hockey.
That's right. There was this enforcer fighter guy that didn't really play on his team, but all the fans just were like, yeah, let's vote him in. And the league was pissed. The commissioner was not going to let him go. But since the fans voted him in, he got to go to the All-Star game, which,
incredible.
It's same thing kind of going on here.
Let me quote the great John Lennon when I say, power to the people, power to the people, right on.
Let's go.
I agree. With that in mind, Europeans, here's the deal. We have all-star games. Halfway through the year in our leagues, we pick who we think the best players are, and we make them play a fake game. That's pretty much all there is to it. They're playing an exhibition. The MLS All-Stars will be facing Arsenal's reserves, most likely, on July 19th in Washington, D.C. Still time to buy your plane tickets, Euros. Come over and visit. I'm hopeful. I don't think I'm going to get to go to the game. I'm hoping to be in D.C. There's talk of a little mini Sorare meetup going on there. I have a really busy week that week in my 9 to 5, unfortunately, so we'll see what happens.
I'm going to try to go.
Yeah, I really want to go. If I can't go to the actual night of the game, there's some other stuff going on that we might. I'm going to try to meet up. We need a Sorare meetup, and if it doesn't happen here, it'll happen somewhere else. But so we get to pick these. And then the other thing, someone in our MLS Discord today said, "Hey, get on the All-Star vote and vote for all the guys that don't play, not that that I don't own their cards of, because I don't want them in this All-Star game. I don't want even that much tiny more chance of getting hurt or I want all my SO5 cards resting during this All-Star break." And I tend to agree, to be honest. So maybe that is
100% right. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm hurting myself by voting some Charlotte guys in, but you see the list here is alphabetical. I don't know. I mean, there's you don't want. I guess
there no other filter. What are the other filter?
The only filter is by team. You can look.
Oh my god,
it's horrible. Yeah. But I guess that's good because you wouldn't want if they were ranked by your number of saves or whatever might affect the vote, and people might just vote for the top or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? But who do you like as the best goalkeeper? Who should start an MLS All-Star end goal? It's who's the
I'm going to go with Roman Berkey on this. No bias at all.
No bias?
I think that, I think he has there's some advanced metrics that say he's the best goalkeeper in the entire world.
You got to, when it comes to advanced metrics, what could be better than that, What are those advanced metrics, my friend?
I don't know.
I don't know, but they're advanced.
I heard a thing one time.
They're way too advanced actually than you can do. But I got to go with Andre Blake. He's been the best goalkeeper in MLS for a while. He continues to be. And if I had to vote for a second, I'd probably vote for Roman Celentano, who's
he's
U23, insane. Missed the boat on this kid. I would have. I would have bought 10 rare cards of his right when he started his first game in front of Alec last year. Would have been a lot better because he's a damn good goalkeeper, but it's got to be Blake for me. I actually do kind of agree with you. I'm a St. Louis hater just because even though I love you and I love all the St. Louis crew,
it's okay.
There's a lot of St. Louis crew in the OG crew. We're talking about Jimmer, we're talking about Dylan, we're talking about Peachy. These are good guys, and I love all y'all. But I kind of hate St. Louis because they were the next exhibition team after us, and they beat us in a head-to-head. So I got a lot of reasons to hate. But
we also have a lot of like moron fans that say a lot of stupid shit on social media. So I get it. We draw a lot of hate,
and I think a lot of those moron fans. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they live out in the county?
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
But I agree, Andre Blake is a very fine choice for this.
For a goalkeeper. All right. How about center back? Let's find one or two. Again, it's tough when you're looking at this giant ass freaking list. I'm kind of just going to go off the top of my head. Jack Elliott and Glesnes have been pretty good again this year. They were kind of the pairing of life last year. Who's your favorite MLS center back? Who do you want to throw in with an all-star?
Honestly,
vote?
none of them. I don't like
None of them.
Yeah, I don't think I don't feel like there's a ton of like dominant center backs in the MLS.
I got to give my vote to Kosi Tafari. I got to give the vote to Kosi Tafari. I mean, the guy's he's just absolutely crushing it.
I want someone with just like such a mean streak, but like I don't know. I just don't feel like there's that guy on this list.
Tristan Blackman has been pretty good. Antonio Carlos has been pretty bad. Yamar resting tonight, but obviously sets.
I like Yamar. Yeah.
Teenage Hadebe is really good player, but he's been hurt all year. Andres Reyes, I think, leads the league in interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. But he's hard. It's tough because he's always hurt. He only plays half the games, but pretty interesting that he gets a ton of interceptions despite not playing. Pines has been a great player. I don't know. Leave us in the comments. We're not going to pick a perfect team here, but let us know in the comments who y'all would vote for, and we'll go from there. Zimmerman,
I do like the kid that you guys have. I don't think he's ready though for the stage as big of as like a MLS All Star game. But
right, no, I don't think so either. But
but I like him. I think he's a good player.
I like him. He's 21 years old, and he was like beloved by the fans last year when we signed him midseason, and then this year he's made a little bit more mistakes. Yeah. And so he's kind of come in for more criticism than he had. I think just by default, let's put Yamar in there because
that's fine.
He's fucking Yamar. So left back, fullbacks, who do we like? I mean, who's your favorite left back?
Probably Kai. I mean,
yeah, it's tough to go. Tough to vote for anybody other than Kai.
You know what? Honestly, that's just the safe pick. There's probably other good options like John Tolkien in there and whatever, but
I do think it's deserved though. I mean, it's tough to beat Kai. It's just, I mean, he had on the goal that was scored against Charlotte tonight, it was an own goal, but it was a really nice service from Kai to start the play into the box. And it's just, I mean, let's be honest, Kai's the best left back in MLS right now.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion. Feel free to tell me why I'm wrong in the comments for sure. Like, I love it. Hollingshead is pretty nice for a right back. Lennon obviously is going to be a chalk pick. Larea is actually having a pretty nice year, to be honest. And Bizo's okay. Shaq Moore is actually surprisingly, if you haven't seen his stats, what do you think of Nerwinski, MLS journeyman playing in St. Louis for y'all?
I mean, he's fine. Like he's doing exactly what we need him to do, but he's not going to be all-star game caliber.
Yeah.
Right back.
I mean, I just scrolled this entire list and I didn't see anyone that I felt like voting for except maybe Shaq.
Keep going. There was somebody I did kind of like on here. I feel like that kid from Orlando's having a good year.
Kyle Smith?
No, the other one, Holiday. But I haven't been following him that close. I don't know if he's starting all of his games or not.
As Madonna once sang, it would be so right to put Michael Holiday in the game, but I'm not sure I can give him my vote.
Yeah.
I think John Gallagher had a nice assist tonight. If it's not the chalk pick of Lennon, who I think is probably going to end up getting the spot, then I think.
How about Aaron Herrera? Hasn't he been all right?
He's been all right, and he's starting to get better. Montreal's
Yeah.
putting it together. I think he had a big game last weekend. Oh man, I think I'm going to vote Shaq Moore. I think I'd go to U.S. Men's National at this point and just go for Shaq Moore. Call me crazy. I'm pretty sure Lennon is going to end up being the one that gets that spot, though.
Yeah.
DM. I mean, I got to go. This is where my homerism comes out.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think it's a good pick. I know who you're going with.
Yeah, you got to plug in the Ninja, the Rock in the River, Derek the Destroyer. He's too freaking good, man. Like it's like as much as Charlotte has struggled this year without Derek Jones, they would probably be winless. So, and DM's kind of a boring position at times anyway. I would obviously nominate Brujo Martinez. I think good chance Brujo ends up in that spot. Like who I vote for Jones. Who do you vote for? Or alternatively, who do you think gets the spot?
Yeah, I love someone just nasty there. Like Brujo is a great pick. Derek Jones is a great pick. I like Caceres. I think that he's
Yeah.
just got that kind of grit to him.
Oh yeah, he's
Just
mean.
any of those guys that are just fucking mean. Like
Yep.
Sean, I don't know how Sean Davis is doing this year, but he's always kind of been that guy a little bit.
Yeah. Leon
Yeah.
Flock is a little bit more of a DM in name only. I feel
Yeah,
he doesn't really
agreed.
do it for me, but Dax is a million years old. Aiden Morris might end up with a spot, to be honest.
I thought he played more of like a creative, like a 8 or a 10 or something.
I think he's box to box, but I do think he's considered defensive. He plays like behind Zayla, and like he when they lost a center back a couple games ago, he filled into center back after a red card, I think. So
Okay, fair enough.
know. Keaton's a good vote. Paolo hasn't done it enough. Danny P is decent vote, I think, for Austin.
Yeah, he has been good.
Pablo Ruiz, obviously, up and down.
Yeah.
NBA plays for the best team. Remy Voltaire's hurt. Westwood has not really done it. Jackson Ewell, Zawatsky. Yeah, I got my vote's going to Derek Jones 1,000,000,000%.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
It just is what it is. And now we get the fun, a little more fun. Let's pick two attacking midfielders. You pick one, I pick one.
I mean, one of them just has to be Thiago Almada, and I'm just gonna.
All right.
I mean, someone has to say it.
I'll say that's my pick, even though I hate him, and I'll let you make the other pick. How about that?
I mean, it's gonna be Edu. So give me Edu, man.
Who?
Edu Lowen.
Oh, Edu. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give you that home pick. Anything to keep Carlos Heel out of the team. By the way, the real answers are probably Almada, although I could see him maybe getting the "you're about to leave, go fuck" from the league. It's almost certainly going to be Zelarayan and Hani Mukhtar in the actual spots.
I think you're right. Hani has just been he's just scoring too many goals. And Zella, what did he have? Like 2 goals and an assist today, or a goal and 2 assists?
Goal and 2 assists. Put in the 100. I was a little bit nervous to play him because of midweek, but I fired him in my biggest, most important lineup, and he delivered for sure.
Tell you what, not owning Zelarayan is one of the biggest mistakes I've got on the platform. Just like he has been so goddamn good.
It happens.
Yeah.
Let me give a quick break from our little all-star exercise here to show my All-Star Rare Pro here lineup. I don't know if this ends up in screenshot joy or screenshot pain for the Major League So Rare Discord channel, but
the Pines score is hilarious, by the way.
Dude, Pines with 20 minutes to go in this game, bro. Pines had a 100, and I was like, sub him, please sub him. And they didn't sub him, and then they gave up a goal. They were up 2-0. They gave up a goal. Then they gave him another goal, and it was an own goal by him. And so he went from 100 with like 20 minutes to go to a 68, bro. Just absolutely brutal.
So what is 32 points?
Give me those 32 points, and I'm in first place. Yeah, I'm in probably first. Definitely because
you're in first place.
Yeah, I'm in first or second place by a point. And obviously there's still 8% to go. There's some games tomorrow, but they're not much. They're pretty small time games. And this is not America Rare Pro. This is All Star Rare Pro. I'm pretty disappointed. I think this is screenshot pain, despite what's probably going to be a top 15 finish at best, at worst. So unfortunate. Although So Rare Data estimate at 17th tomorrow. I think I can beat that. I think I can beat 17th tomorrow.
I hope so.
Man, I would kill for those 32 Donovan Pines points though. A midweek podium would be pretty sick. And this lineup, I love this freaking lineup. Also, freaking Brujo. Brujo lost a bunch of points late too because he was above 50. So F me.
Yeah, that is.
And Stufer gave up a soft goal. This sucks.
It's honestly, it's crazy. You're in 7th place with a goalkeeper that didn't get a clean sheet, a defender that has an own goal, and a midfielder that only scored you 47 points. So like, what?
Yeah, super rare that only got 47. It sucks. What can I say, man? That's the power of Zelarayan in your captain spot and having a nice 30% bonus on a Savarino. Shout out to Zurau for sending me that Savarino back there. The greatest So Rare negotiation ever had. I messaged him. I said, hey, I want your Savarino SR because he was selling all his cards because he was going to go work for So Rare. He goes, cool. And I was like, he's like, what do you think's a good price? I said, 1.2. And he goes, done. And it was that easy. It was great. So none of this nonsense back and forth that happens. But all right, let's pick our forwards here. We got 3 of them. Let's say one of them is a lock, right? There's probably going to be one obvious one. Who's our obvious?
You need to switch the screen back over to the All-Star Game thing.
Thank you. There's this. Yeah, Schuyler's usually the one who's telling me to do that. Probably Bouanga. Let's say Bouanga's the lock here.
I hate to say it, but yeah, he's got to be in there.
I mean, go fuck if you don't pick Bouanga for an All-Star vote. But how about the other 2 spots? These are our last 2 spots in the starting 11. I'm going to give one to you and one to me. And I'm just going to pick Karol Swiderski, by the way, as mine. So
that's fine. That's fine. I'm actually surprised to see, surprised to not see, because didn't Hani play a lot of second forward?
Yes, yeah, he definitely does. Striker. And Roldan is definitely not Christian Roldan is not a forward.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Diego Rubio would be probably near the top if it wasn't for his issues. And I don't see Swiderski. I guess they probably have Swiderski in the mid, maybe.
Attacking mid.
Wow. Yeah, so I can't vote for Carroll in attacking mid, so I'm going to give my vote. This is tough because I love Danny Shallowy, and this, if you're looking for a forward card to buy that has a lot of upside for the second half of the season, it may be too late because he's got decisives in 3 games in a row, I think. But if you don't have a Shallowy, man, that's a really nice card to add at this point. But I'm going to put my boy Savarino. We just showed him in the lineup with the 82. And hopefully get me a nice prize. And I love Sava. He's my guy. He's always been. And never sell. So who's our final? How do you fill out this spot? If you say Klaus, I'm ending the stream right now.
No, I'm not. I mean, he's hurt. Another guy that's hurt that might actually make some sense is Jordan Morris, because I think he's top 3 or 4 in Golden Boot right now. And
he can't stop scoring goals. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, although
BC Morris scored. He scored last game, right? He scored
he scored and he got hurt.
Yeah, he scored a bunch and then he had a long drought. Then he scored again and got hurt. So that's not All-Star to me.
Yeah, I agreed. I think he's got 10 goals or something though. So I feel like that can give you a spot there. I like Shallow there. Keep scrolling up. Who else we got?
Shout out to the web design here that couldn't figure out a way to spell Marvin Loria's name correctly. They turned an I and an A into a capital A at the end of the name with a Enye on top. So
yeah,
might want to recode that one, guys. I don't know, what can I say. But who, as I scroll up, Juiceviax, he's a winger, but he's more of a midfielder too. So some of these position eligibilities are whack. But Insigne,
no, Cucho maybe.
Cucho's been nice, dude. It's tough to not pick Cucho, to be honest.
Yeah.
He missed a little time. Jesus bailouts.
Christian Espinoza, lock it in.
Yeah, if he's a forward.
Which again, he should be a 10 or a winger or something like that.
Yeah, but, agreed. But hey, if that's where they want him, that's where we'll
put him in there.
This is really, really nice lineup. I gotta say, I don't think Derek Jones will really make it. I don't think Edu is going to make it. But I don't think Shaq Moore is really going to make it. But I would be fine with this team. I do think Kosi Tafari is worthy of All-Star for sure.
I'll tell you one thing. Never underestimate the fan vote. So, yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Who knows what could happen? I actually really, again, my Charlotte FC fandom wants to see some For the Crown boys in the All-Star game. But my SO5 playing soul would be happy to see the guys get some rest because we are tired as fuck, especially Derek Jones. He's super tired. So
I think you nailed it. I think, I would love more than anyone for Carlos Gil to go to the All-Star game and rip off 90 minutes and, right. I don't want to say get hurt, but shit happens when you just run straight into Thomas Partey and see what happens. Something like that. Sure. So, but he's also the type of guy that would get invited and be like, No, I cannot go. I cannot go.
He's soft, man. He's Charmin soft, baby. He's Charmin Gil. That's why we call him. You created the nickname, and it's stuck ever since because the boy is as soft as they come. But he's really good at not playing defense and crossing the ball into the box a bunch to open players.
Ripping off 85 points today.
Yeah. Well, with the goal. The goal helped. Okay, so we're running long. I don't care because I've had so much fun. Hopefully, people are having fun listening. But we do need to get to the definite decisives. So
Let's go.
I'm going to pop up where we're are standing here of the definite decisives. So some recent results, and these are not good. You see, DraftKicks went 0 for 2 in his offense last week, but he did get the Fry clean sheet. I picked Edu for a assist, and I got the goal instead. So I guess I'll take that. And Erchon Kara didn't even finish the game. He only played like 60 minutes or whatever. And McMath got concussed at halftime and didn't get to play the second half. And then I can't remember if it was him or Beavers that conceded. Let's check that. I'm going to give myself. I don't care just because my decisive has been so bad. I'm giving myself a yellow if McMath did not concede.
I approve of that. I think that's fair.
Right, because he would have been. I mean, it's not my fault he got concussed, right?
Yeah, and he wouldn't have let in that goal.
Beavers, by the way, 18-year-old goalkeeper, had a huge market. I flipped a couple Beavers limiteds this weekend just because I don't play U23, but like 18-year-old goalkeeper who's going to start 2 games. Obviously, his market picked up really big, and he gave up 3 goals tonight to the team that had literally not scored a goal for a month. So I'm not sure Gavin Beavers is quite ready to be the guy.
He's got a great name though. So
hey. I mean, who doesn't, right? when it comes down to it. McMath did concede 31 minutes, to an own goal by Justin Glad. I don't know if that should count, but it does. And so no dice for me on that to try to get a yellow. So the definite decisives have been bad so far. They've been really bad, but you know what? We go again.
We're going to fix it this week.
Yeah, as we say in soccer, we go again. So let's check out what we got this week. And I'm going to let you go first with your guaranteed goal.
I'm taking Brandon Vasquez this week. They have a home game against. Let's see here. I'm struggling.
Cincy, best team in the league, basically. I mean, LAFC is probably the real best team, but Cincy's not far behind.
Yeah, home game against Chicago. Chicago's played a lot of games.
Did you see what happened to Chris Brady tonight? By the way,
yeah, he got kicked in the face.
In the face. Oh yeah.
I think they said 16 stitches. So,
jeez, did he finish?
No.
Okay, so he subbed out.
Yes, I think so.
I didn't see the game. I just saw the picture, and it was a pretty bad picture. In fact,
16 stitches. There's no way he finished that game, right?
Here's what happened.
He's not a hockey player. He doesn't play for the Blackhawks.
It looks like a broken nose to me, if I'm guessing there. I'm not sure, but better than a severed nose, I suppose. Brady is good, and I think he was. There's some tweets that say he was standing around laughing after the match and stuff like that, and he's not in the concussion protocol, is what the coach says after the game.
Yeah. So maybe he will play. Yeah.
I do think I still like Vasquez to score against him. So. What can I say? Let me give then my guaranteed goal for what is it? Game week 377, MLS week 16. Can't believe we're already this far down the line for the whole thing. But actually, sorry, I'm gonna skip my goal for now. I'm gonna go to your assist.
Okay,
hit me.
I'm going with Edu. I'm going with Edu, baby.
Edu? Is this guy's name really Edu? I drafted him last week. What do you love about Lewin? What makes Lewin like such a good guy for you? Do you like watching him play as a fan? Like, just really? He seems like a cool player to me.
All the above, yeah. Like, what's funny about him is like he's been really good when he plays more of like that 8 spot, like more of just like box to box, like center mid, almost a holding mid type of spot.
Sure.
When Klaus got hurt, they were playing him like up higher on the pitch because they thought they needed more from him. And second striker at times, 10 at times. That ain't it. That ain't it from the Sorare perspective.
Right. No, that's not what we like.
So he really gathers those stats and plays better balls into the box and stuff from that deeper spot out. So that's what we like to see. That's what us Sorare fanatics want to see.
Yeah, it's funny coming from the DraftKings world. I'm well adjusted now because it's been 2 years, but like it's so funny coming from the DraftKings world. It's such a outside player heavy game because you get points for just like mindless crosses, whether they are accurate or not. You get points and all this stuff. So you just want people to just constantly send balls into the box. And central players in DraftKings generally are death. Like unless they get a goal, they get almost no points.
Like a Declan Rice is probably horrible, right?
Yeah, exactly. Declan Rice, who's like the so rare GOAT, is like worthless in DraftKings. So it's just, although he's okay, but it's just kind of funny, like the transition mentally that I had to make when I first started playing to like realize, oh, actually central players are the ones. Like center backs are great. Like you would never play a center back in DraftKings unless you were like pure trying to go for contrarian. So it's kind of funny, but I do like Edward Lowen, and I wish I had his card. And I think it's unfortunate he plays for St. Louis also. But you stick with the dog food FC theme here for your clean sheet. You think?
Yeah, we'll go with Berkey. Yeah, so like I didn't get to speak to this at all, but again, it's about fixture congestion. They play Houston, who has played 10 games this month. They're on the road right now to what is it? Vancouver. Yeah, so they're on the road to Vancouver. They're going to have to turn around and come back to St. Louis in 3 days. So
currently losing 4-2 in the 70th minute at Vancouver also.
Nice. Love to see it.
And San Jose scored. San Jose has scored in the interim since last time we checked in on the live action.
Do you know who got the goal?
Obobasi.
Okay.
Ebo the letter, to quote REM. Obobasi from Rodriguez with the assist.
Am I supposed to be sad wearing a Seattle shirt?
Yeah. You are supposed to be sad, although that is the sick. I like that. That's the Jimi Hendrix.
It is. Like honestly, I wouldn't have it if it weren't for the purple haze. So
yeah, it's pretty. I actually need to get one of those. It kind of looks sort of like the Charlotte Crown Jewel kit a little bit with the dark color light stripes. But I really like that. But all right, so let's get to my definite decisives then, because they're horrible. But I mean, we might as well do them, right?
Real quick, do you tend to pick players that you own?
No, the philosophy of definite decisives is definitely something that's worth talking about, because I try to pick, like, am I trying to like tout a player pick that like you should put this person in your lineup, or you should go buy this card if you don't already own it? It's kind of tough. I don't know. I'm trying to like come up with, oh my gosh, LAFC goal 96th.
Wow, that's a big goal.
To grab a lifeline before the second leg. Sorry, I just threw off my train of thought. I think it was Buonga.
It was, yeah.
And
look at him go.
I'm looking at this. They put 4 minutes of extra time on the clock, and Buonga scores in the 96th. So
go
someone forgot to count down there in Lyon correctly. But
if you've watched enough Liga MX, you know.
I've watched enough. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if Caesar's on the whistle here or not, but that's such a huge bailout. That's gonna shape the game week. Everybody has obviously got their Buengas in. I wonder how many spots that dropped me down the old list in All Star Rare Pro, because I'm sure a bunch of Buenga super rares just jumped me.
Yeah.
Not yet. So we'll see. Maybe hasn't registered yet. But let me run through my different decisives real quick, because we've gone way too long. I'm just gonna give them to you. And the shocker here, the headline is I got Cucho Hernandez. Sorry, Charlotte. I love you. It's for the crown, baby, all the time. But I don't think we're in any way, shape, or form ready to stop an informed Cucho Hernandez, Lucas Zelarayan tandem. They went nuts tonight. Columbus has been struggling, but they really got themselves back in arrears tonight. And I'm really worried about the weekend. So sorry, Charlotte, had to pick against you. I'll probably still put Kalina in as my cap 240 goalie, because I'm a moron. But Lucho Acosta is going to get the assist to Brandon Vazquez. I loved your Vazquez pick. I decided to play off it. And then Andre Blake, again, it's not a real like wild card pick. Again, you asked me, am I trying to like pick guys that I have or whatever? Not necessarily. I'm trying to like just give you, normally these are more like sure thing. I usually go a little bit more like speculative on my definites, if that makes sense, if that's not too bad of an oxymoron.
Yeah,
so I want to give you a little bit of like a little bit of a long shot, someone you might not have considered anyway, who I think is going to do good. Whereas DraftKicks, he's always like trying to put guys that he definitely thinks are the best. So a little bit different philosophy.
He picked Obobasi, Ladero, and Fry last week, so I don't know that he's picking scratch.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know, but at some point, probably at All-Star break, we'll go through and do the official count. But top of my head, I'd have to say he's probably beating me in decisives, just as I scrolling through the colors here. I got a lot of red. I got a lot of red on my
You've had
ledger.
some good weeks in there though, like that week right there with
Oh yeah,
GG, Zellerian, and Dane.
Well, and that was the week that I had a guest. That was the last time we had a guest host do the definite decisives. That was the Jakey Jake was sitting in. So with the conditional. So yeah, maybe you'll bring me luck again. Who knows? But Black, thank you so much. Listeners, viewers, thank you a billion times for sticking with us way longer than we normally go, but it was fun. And if you watched this all the way, freaking click the like button because you clearly liked it. So freaking tell us. Hope everybody has a great week, and we will be back next week. MLS is finally slowing down after just an absolutely insane month. Fixture congestion, and that's what happened. Black, give us some parting words here. Thank you so much for coming in and filling in. You're the man. I'm sorry I stole that Laird hug from you in Orlando about 13 months ago, but it happens. And great to be on a stream with you, brother.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is I can't wait to hit up the next meetup and shotgun beers with you.
Yes, Spoonie picking up the tab.
Sure.
He might as well, I think I got his number. So anyway, Black, you're the man. Everybody who has listened this far, for sure, you're the person, and we appreciate it.